Three major systems rolling through this week. That's going to start bringing us some rain and snowfall into the Sierra and the foothills, and then continue to progress in strength throughout the week. So we're starting off with Sunday night. It's going to be a mild storm system, at least for the foothills when it comes to rain. The Sierra, though, could see as much as 8 inches of snow. Now, late Monday night into early Tuesday morning, bringing us as much as a foot of snow for some spots. And then finally, the bigger of the storms here Wednesday night into Friday, very early morning Friday, but mostly just Thursday, 2 to 3 feet of snowfall possible with low snow. That's as low as even 2,000 feet possible. And we're going to start off with some of that low snow around even 2,500 feet tonight. And that's all due to some of this very cold air we felt into the early morning hours Sunday. Now, this winter weather advisory, this is all in place as well. That's bringing heavy snowfall for the first system as we start moving from Monday night into Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. 8 to 12 inches of snow. This is going to be one of the first major systems. So tonight's system's not going to be that big of a deal, but the next one coming up, that Monday to Tuesday one, could bring as much as a foot of snow. But the big issue with this as well is going to be these strong wind gusts. We're talking winds as high as 50 to 60 miles per hour. And some of the peaks through the Sierra could see even 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So gusts about 15 seconds or so. Now, low visibility as you're driving through that. It's going to provide blizzard-like conditions. So please be careful. Do what you need to do before heading up there. If you don't have to go, I wouldn't suggest going. Make sure you find the time of day where we're not seeing these conditions. It's mostly going to be throughout the mid-morning through the early afternoon hours that you're going to be, for the most part, in the clear, except for Thursday and into Wednesday evening. So just make sure you're checking the weather and Caltrans if you need to head through the Sierra. All right, so let's talk about where we're getting all this moisture from. This coming off the Pacific from our friends across in Asia, off China, off Japan, and further south near the Philippines. A lot of this moisture pulling up from the equator, and it's heading itself up toward low pressure systems as it gets pulled in there. It's going to bring us more or less heavier snow, heavier rainfall as it joins with these low pressure systems and a lot of moisture. Pacific Northwest is going to also start getting hit hard if you need to head in that direction up I-5 near Redding. You are going to look at some problem areas, especially moving in possibly from Monday into Tuesday, as we're looking at low snow levels around 2,000 feet. That might be a concern for you if you need to head through the Siskiyou Mountains. Those are those three systems we were talking about heading in. So let's talk about the near future, what we're looking at as we start moving through from Sunday into Monday. Well, we're going to expect to see some sunshine for the early morning hours of Sunday. Then as the day continues, you'll see more and more cloud coverage, and then that leads to rain, mostly through the foothills, and then snowfall in the Sierra. You'll see that snow as early as the early afternoon hours. So we'll get through the morning, sunshine, beautiful, just some spotted showers offshore. Fast forward here as we move into the daytime, 1 p.m. or so, you can see the first spot of snowfall just north of Truckee, and more of that rain toward the coastal range and snowfall at some of the higher areas of the coastal range. Still some sunshine there for the valley and foothills. Fast forward, we get to the nighttime hours. As we get to 5 p.m. or so in the evening, you're looking at more snowfall adding up here and less of that rain through the foothills, but it will come overnight. There it is. As we get to about 9:30 p.m., some of the heavier rain through Placerville, Auburn for our friends there, and getting closer to Sacramento. We'll also see it closer to Stockton in the overnight hours. It passes through. Now, by Monday morning, you're heading out for your commute in the morning Monday, and things are looking better again. So you'll see some sunshine. So these overnight things aren't too big of a deal, especially since most of us are sleeping through it, and we'll expect to see some sunshine Monday. Now, here's where it gets tricky. It's Tuesday, from Monday night into Tuesday, where we start to see this next system approach. That'll bring more heavy rain through Placerville, Sacramento, Yuba City. All of our friends through the foothills starting to get that rain around 10 p.m. Monday. More Sierra snowfall as well. And then fast forward Monday night into Tuesday, we got some heavy rain through the valley, through the foothills, and now more of that snow extending its way further south into Yosemite in the foothills. We're talking as much as about a foot of snow could be possible into Tuesday early morning. So that's what we're looking at there. As we get through Tuesday morning, again, the rest of our Tuesday, it's going to look nice. We'll see some more sunshine. So these are going to be a little pattern that we'll be seeing here, is where we get the overnight rain and snow, and then it kind of goes away by mid-morning hours. Let's talk about the wind, because that will affect the Sierra if you're heading in that direction, and some of the coastal ranges. Now, for the Sierra, looking at anywhere from 15 to 20-mile-per-hour winds. We're just talking winds. Now, when you see the darker shades here, those pinks and oranges, that's 30 to 40-mile-per-hour winds. And some of these purple spots even reaching 50-mile-per-hour winds. So the darker shades there, not a good thing. And you'll notice that they're mostly at some of the higher peaks. We'll also expect to see some gusts could reach as high as 80 to 100 miles per hour. So it's going to be dangerous if you're trying to drive through that, as well as getting hit with snowfall. So very dangerous. Now the valley looking at up to 15-mile-per-hour winds as we start to move into Monday night. That's when the next system starts to arrive, and we'll also see some winds picking up on the coastline. All right, let's talk about snowfall and how much we're expecting. So we will see a lot of snowfall at lower levels. We're talking 2,500 feet and higher to about 3,500 feet just Sunday night into Monday, and then dropping even further as we start moving toward the end of the week. Could get down to about 2,000 feet with some heavier snowfall on the way Wednesday night into Thursday. So we will expect to see anywhere from about 6 inches or so at some of these bluer shades, some of the higher peaks there. But for the most part, if you're just heading up through some of the Sierra and these highways, I should say here, off 50 or 80, you could expect anywhere from 3 to 6 inches moving through there as we start to move through the week, and some of those areas could see a foot of snow. So definitely check on Caltrans, make sure what's happening with the roadways there, make sure you're getting all your information. You can also go to abc10.com for more information on some of those snow levels, how low they are, and which areas are seeing clearing when it comes to traffic and what's good to get through. All right, Lassen 60 to 80 inches of snow. Donner Echo 36 to 48 inches. You're looking at Carson Ebbets at 24 to 48 inches of snow, as well as about Sonora 24 to 36 inches. A lot of snow on the way, 1.5 feet to even as much as some areas seeing nearly about 5 feet of snow in the areas much further north near Lassen. Are at low 50s through the week. So we're going to see a lot of sunshine in the day and heavy rain in the evening hours, at least for the first half of the week. And then you'll expect to see more of that heavy rain from Wednesday, Thursday into early Friday morning. That starts to taper off. The rest of your Friday will be beautiful. And moving into Saturday, still cloudy, very slight chance of rain on Saturday. So get your stuff done Saturday morning. And then finally, we start to see some more sunshine in the forecast with temperatures rising into the upper 50s.